Hello friends, I'm Angela and welcome to podcast number 8, Uncovering Your Unique Gifts and Calling. So I'm sure that you've watched and heard a million things on uncovering your gifts and talents and what is your calling. If you're anything like me and you are passionate about so many things, because us multi-passionate people get so confused on what is our true gift and what we should be doing and what is our unique calling. And it is a inner struggle for years and years and years when this is the kind of personality that you have and you're good at a lot of things. For me, I'm actually good at quite a lot of things, but because I am like that, I'm not a true expert, or so I feel like that, in any one thing. Although I can do a whole bunch of things that are great. And sometimes that leads us down the road to try and figure out, well, what is that one thing that we're supposed to become an expert on, or we're supposed to be amazing at, or what is that big gift that is sitting there that if I focused on that one thing more, I would get so much further and better at it, and I would just love doing it. So, or maybe you're here even because you feel like you have no gifts or calling and you're actually just searching for it. Sometimes we tie our self-worth to our values and our purpose. And I just want to share with you that, a little story. I grew up with a dad who worked his body to the bone. I would remember being a child and he would be up on a roof working in a thunderstorm, pouring rain in a yellow raincoat. And he would just keep going because his mentality was you could not stop until something was finished. You had to do it. And if you didn't finish it, you weren't worthy of coming in and having supper or whatever that was. He had to finish the job. And so his value he put on himself was really tied to his worth, which was how hard you work, even at the expense of not spending extra time with your family or not taking care of your physical body and being compassionate and saying, oh my goodness, it's pouring rain, I'm frozen to the bone, I can't even feel my fingers, because these are things he'd say when he came in, and just continue on until the job was done. And that is how I grew up thinking, okay, my worth and my value are related to how hard I work. But over time, I've learned that that is a completely the opposite of the truth, and that my worth and my value are here no matter what, just because I am here on this earth and that I have the same value and worth that everybody else does. And so what if you were open to the possibility that any possibility is possible? Now, not just what you can do right now, right here in your, wherever you are, with your family, with your kids running around you, making lunches, homeschooling, whatever that is, at the job you are right now. But what if you sat down and thought about in the future, like, what do I want to become in a year? What do I want to become in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? And really ponder on that thought. Because what if we told ourselves that through this next phase of life that we're going through, I am going to focus on setting my intention to my dreams. And when I told you that story about my dad, that when you work so hard and you won't stop until you're finished something, you never give yourself enough time to sit down and think about, what do I truly want in the future? When you're just focused on that every day, go, 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 do you make time to sit down, but what do I really, really want? Because days are going to go by anyway. Every day, every minute is happening whether you want it to or not. So why not take the time to figure out what you really want to do, or even dream about what is the possibility of how my life could look in 2, 5, 10 years from now. And sometimes we think it's too late for us, or we wish we were in a different place by now at our age, or that's impossible for me. Or I'm not good at anything really well. I'm just unfocused. Well, ask yourself to think about what you really, really want. Like, what are some of the gifts that you already naturally have? We have to stop telling ourselves that we don't know what we want to do. What if we started to live with passion and desire, and when we felt like doing something, we just did it, like trusting our intuition? Each action leads to the next, and that leads to the next, and so on and so on. And it's those actions that we take when we listen to our intuition that brought you to this very place right now, the place you're sitting here listening to this podcast. Everything leads up till now. Every choice, every decision, everything, whether you trusted your intuition or not, those choices led you to this spot right now. And everyone gets stuck. We all lose focus and clarity on where we are going. That's totally normal. We're human. But when we follow our intuition, it will show us what is possible. I'll give you an example. I just finished this brand new workbook journal. It's called the Emotional First Aid Journal for Women. You can get it on Amazon, or you can get a digital copy on my website. And I pondered about who I could share this with to help women who are feeling emotionally stuck, or who have been there for everybody else their whole life, and now it's their time and they're ready to kind of grab the bull by the horns and make some serious decisions about their dreams and their future. And like, now it's her time. And then I got this intuitive hit. I thought, before I got sick, I was running a women's transition house, and they always asked for help in a book. That was the clients that would come in. They always said, I wish someone would help me with my budget. I wish someone would help me with my life. I wish I knew how. I just must need therapy. I need this. I need that. And as a professional counselor myself, I thought, what could I do to help these women? Well, now that I've had more time at home because I've been doing a lot of healing and recovering, I wanted to create this book that I was saying called the Emotional First Aid Journal for Women. And anyway, I'm putting it out there. Like, who can I share this with? Like, who could utilize this? And anyway, I came up with this idea, or I've got the intuitive hit that was for them. And I thought, wow, okay, so how could I share that with them even though I'm not working in that capacity right now? Well, I could Google up a big list of different transition houses that there are in kind of the position that I was in, to be able to share those and send an email to those ladies and say that, hey, there's this resource that you could hand out to your women that come and get checked into your transition home, and it would be a huge support for them. So I thought, wow, what a great idea. And then I thought, yikes, okay, that's kind of scary to put myself out there. What if no one likes this? What if they hate the book? What if they hate this journal? What other ideas can I do? That's too scary. And I just got nothing. I asked for days and days, and after a week went by, my intuition came back to me and said, do what I've already told you. I've already given you the idea. You haven't done that. And I feel like when I realize nothing's going to come until I take the action and do the idea that I've already been given to me, as scary as it is, all it takes is one person to say yes, and that could be a lot of books that they purchase. So what I'm saying in this story is, what is your inner voice and your inner intuition telling you that you have been ignoring? because that's the thing that will lead you to that next idea. The gifts that you already have, leaning into what is already inside of you, your unique gifts and talents. You already have that inside of you. You just need to listen for the still small voice to give you hits of what and where to go. And also, another part of this whole thing, to me, is about your personality. So let's just talk a minute about different personalities. Because in order to really hear that, uncover your true gifts and hear your true calling and listen to that still small voice and stop putting yourself last and seeing that your self-worth is of such value, your personality also comes into play. So you need to know what kind of personality you have in detail. Do you love your alone time? Do you need to be surrounded by a lot of people? Are you very competitive? Do you need the pat on the back and the appreciation from your workplace or home? Maybe you can't function without peace and calmness. Maybe you need to wing it every morning and have just a free morning where you do what you want to do and the day just comes together. Or maybe you need a structured routine and that's what you love and you need, and then you can follow things. Maybe you can just be the one to be called on to just get everything done and everyone can rely on you. Or maybe you're the person who secretly can't stand your job and daydreams completely every day about what life could be like outside of this workplace and how I could go home and make money for my family so many other ways. Like whatever your personality is, actually makes a huge difference when you're trying to uncover your gifts. And the reason that is because when you're not aligned with who you truly are and your true personality traits, you're not in flow. You're not in alignment with who you are. And that is sometimes why we can't hear that still small voice that guides us and tells us what to do next and what's for us, which will uncover all of those beautiful things. Because we're always a work in progress. There's no time in life where we ever say, oh, I made it. I'm there. I made it. I'm there. I've got it all figured out exactly. Because we're growing every day and we have way too much in us, in our mind and our brains, that there's so much that could take us to the end of our life. So trusting in that little voice and knowing your personality are absolutely huge to the possibilities that could be before you, because they could be truly endless. I just want to share that I'm doing a workshop coming up called Uncover Your True Personality, and it's going to be deep. It's going to talk so much about all of the different personality traits and how once you know yours completely and you're totally in flow with that, things will become so much easier. Doors will open, your gifts will be revealed, and so many things will be uncovered if you haven't already figured it out already. So if that's something that interests you, keep your eye out on my Instagram page at Create Heal Shine, or on my Facebook page at Create Heal Shine, or I also have a YouTube channel, Create Heal Shine, on YouTube, where you can listen to all these podcast episodes as well as listen on Spotify. And on my Instagram, the Instagram one, the other one says Create Heal Shine, all one word, and the only one that's different is create.heal.shine on Instagram. And I did make a post about that next workshop. It's going to be a 3-hour workshop with a replay. It's going to be amazing. So hopefully you can attend, and I'm excited to see you there. And if not, I wish you well on your journey for uncovering your true gifts and talents. And I will talk to you next time, friends. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Bye.